back to Tarot and Chill. My name's Nisha, and this is a pick a card reading to find out where will you be 1 year from now. I've got 4 groups for you to choose from today. Group 1 is the Gold Bangle. Group 2 is the Padlock. Group 3 is the Selenite. And Group 4 is the Scissors. Please pause the video now if you need to take a moment to make your choice, otherwise I'll see you in your reading. All the timestamps will be below, and you can also find details of my personal readings if you're interested in booking with me. There's a special offer on yearly forecasts until the end of the year. If you're watching when I'm posting this, you can get 10% off, which will be £450 instead of £500. This is a very long reading, it's going to take me a little while to do. So please bear in mind that the turnaround time will be more like 10 days rather than the usual 5. But please do get in touch if you'd like one, I would love to hear from you. You can get yourself a New Year present. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button below. Leave me a comment to let me know how it resonates for you, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in your reading. This reading is for you if you chose the Gold Bangle. Let's see what cards you have. From the astrology reading cards, you have the first house, what people see and the impression you give. Then from the Urban Tarot, you have the Six of Cups and the Ten of Cups. From the Vision Quest Tarot, you have the Five of Water and the Three of Air. And then from the Orient's Animal Tarot, you have Wheel of Fortune, Seven of Pentacles, and Five of Wands. I'm feeling like you're going to be in a bit of a position where you start to doubt everything, including yourself. At this time next year, it feels like you might have nothing going wrong exactly, but I just feel like you might be feeling not great. You might just have a kind of foreboding, ominous energy that you feel. And I'm seeing you may be feeling a bit underconfident about yourself. For somebody, you might be pregnant. Or maybe your partner's pregnant and you might be stressing about it. And maybe you're really looking forward to it, and maybe you plan to have a baby, and maybe you made plans to marry or got married and everything. Maybe you're just starting to be afraid of raising children. And I'm feeling someone you might remember some things to do with your own childhood that make it a little bit difficult, and you might find that the past is weighing on you and you're regretting certain things that you've done and said, or maybe regretting not doing certain things before you got pregnant or before your partner got pregnant or something like that. I just feel like a sadness comes over you at some point, and it's really happy, everything you've got going on. It feels like you're in a really happy relationship. That is like a married relationship, like you and your partner seem married. And it seems like you have a lot of love and you have loads of great times together. I'm not sure if for somebody you maybe had a bit too much alcohol at the beginning of your relationship. Maybe it's like worn off a bit when you start drinking less because you're pregnant. So do be careful, try not to drink too much before you get to know somebody properly, I want to say, because it feels better for you to know if you're going to really like them, for them, and really be happy, rather than having some kind of substance that wears off. Then you think, oh no, I don't know why I'm with this person. Like, maybe I'm not that attracted to them. Maybe they're not that attractive. Maybe I'm not that happy. I do feel like everything's for a reason and everything's going to turn out the way it's meant to turn out. It just feels like you might feel a bit stressed more than necessary at certain times. I do feel like there's little problems that are going to be coming up. You might feel bored of roosting, I'm hearing. For someone, it's like building a nest and staying at home, and you find that you have lots of directions you wanted to go in. You find yourself just in the same spot for ages, and you find that it's boring for you, and you feel stressed about the fact that you're bored. I feel like someone wants to busy themselves because they're bored. It's like you're bored at home, and maybe you have your partner and your child. Maybe you're not finding that you're that nourished emotionally, and you feel a bit just like staying in one place more than you did even when you decided not to do what you were going to do in the first place, I want to say. Because it feels like at some point that happened and you kind of lay in bed with someone and relaxed with someone, and then maybe you feel like, oh no, I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I spent so much time with that person. For someone, I feel like you fall in love with someone and you have a really close sexual relationship. You get really close to them, but maybe it doesn't last. Maybe there's some good elements still to the relationship, but something goes really wrong. And you feel like it's kind of bent you and broken you and bent your will towards the person, and it will give you a decision to make, like which direction should you go in, who should you date, who should you talk to. I feel like there's a star potential that's coming for you, and it's going to be really noticeable. But you have to block out the other directions and not show them to yourself so much, so you can focus on the same thing and just keep focusing on it and keep your eyes on it. Because it's very easy for you to get distracted, I feel like, from things that are not meant for you. And I feel like that's going to make you feel more bored. Like if you're at home and you're looking at other people's lives and those people are seemingly having more fun than you, I feel like it might make you overexert yourself and do things you don't need to do, like start a hobby that you don't need to have. Because like someone else's hobby, really, but you've decided to do it and branch out into new things. Maybe you've taken on 6 new hobbies that are not anything to do with you. You don't even like them. And now you're stressed because you're trying to like keep up with the Joneses. I'm seeing maybe someone gets into that kind of life where they feel like staying inside and watching others live and feeling stressed. And you might be feeling stressed about others and wanting to stay inside because you find like other people not very nice or not very likable. And you want to stay with your own direction. And I do feel like the more you watch others, the more you will get distracted by them and what they're doing and where they're going and what direction they're going in. It's like you get focused on their direction and think it's yours instead of sitting where you're sitting. And I do feel like where you're sitting is where you need to stay sitting. And what you're doing at the time 1 year from now will be what you need to be doing. And it's just kind of a waiting game, and it's going to be a bit boring. I don't think it's going to be the most exciting time of life every single day. But I do feel like there's really exciting moments and there are really exciting things to focus on. And I feel like you've got your eyes on the prize of what you want. And at some points it will be really easy for you to just eliminate distractions and stay focused on the things you most want. I am seeing a bit of a self-esteem issue of you thinking, why me? Or like, I don't really like how I look in the mirror kind of energy. I feel like you might feel less than, and you might compare yourself to others and want to be more like others. And it feels not good for you, like you decide to look at others instead of your own life. And you take yourself away from things that are happy to focus on miserable, stressful things that feel like distraction. And it does feel like someone might be trying to dress themselves differently to fit in with someone else, and I feel like it might not suit you. You might find that it's not very good for you. I feel like for someone else, you might be trying to empty a lot of things from the past. Like do some healing and trauma release and try and find a way to see the glass half full. Even if it feels like most things in your life are going wrong, it feels like easier said than done, but I also feel like you'll find it easy to find something to feel grateful for. It seems to be your partner and the family that you're building. But at the same time, I do feel like there's potential for things to go wrong and for you to maybe focus on the things that are going wrong too much. So try and get back to the focusing on the happy things. And if there is anything going wrong, try and communicate about it quickly to your partner. Feels like there may be some bickering or arguments, but some of them will be to resolve problems, and I think that's good for you. And you may want to focus on how you come across to others at some point, because I feel like you might be getting into an argument with someone where you might be watching them a bit too closely and waiting for them to come home so you can bully them. Especially if you're pregnant, I feel like you might get into a weird stressful energy, and for someone you might have twins or triplets and find it really stressful and find that your partner's the focus for you, like you just become really focused on your partner. You might start to doubt them, like him or her. You might start to doubt them and think that they're not as good to you as you thought they were a little while ago, just because they're maybe busy at work trying to provide for you. And you're at home every day and you're bored and you're focusing on the minutes past, thinking, oh God, they haven't messaged me. It's like 3 minutes into their lunch break. They didn't reply. I wonder if they're talking to that pretty colleague that they've got or something like that. I feel like you might be starting to worry about things like that. So I want to say try and go with the flow. Try and keep yourself from getting distracted as much as you can. And try and keep control of what you can keep control of. And try and not branch out into too many things and stress yourself out. If something does go wrong, I'm sorry for you, but I'm thinking you'll be able to move on and manage. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you'd like a personal, I strongly recommend coming for a personal. You can get a lot more information. The personals are available as PDF for the yearly forecast, which will be a written reading, and it's going to be several pages long. So if you'd like one, please get in touch. The information will be below, and it'll be 10% off until the end of the year if you'd like a New Year present for yourself. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button below. Leave me a comment to let me know how it resonated for you. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And check out the other content on my channel if you're interested. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. This reading is for you if you chose the Padlock. Let's see what cards you have. From the astrology reading cards you have Mercury. How you think, communicate, write, talk, and travel. From the Urban Tarot, you have the Four of Cups and the Knight of Wands. From the Vision Quest Tarot, you have Medicine Woman and Seven of Earth. And then from the Orient Animal Tarot, you have the Fool and the Nine of Cups. It seems like things are going really, really, really well for you with your talents and your career. It seems like you're very tuned in to what you need to be doing and where you need to be going, but it also feels like you have a lot that's rotting, that needs to be let go of. I feel like you may have certain friends who you keep trying to contact, who feel like they're just wasting away. It's really sad. And I'm feeling like you need to protect yourself from these friends' influence and try and focus on things that are going wrong when they come up. I feel like there are certain friends where you meet up with them and you both don't really talk to each other, or you all don't really talk to each other. Like you maybe just drink and eat and go on your phones, and maybe you have like 4 screens in the room that are all on at the same time. Or maybe these friends are like junkies, or they do some things that are not very good, and I feel like if you keep hanging out with them, you could waste your talent. There's much better use doing something else. I feel like you're very intelligent and you have something that you do a lot better than most people that makes them want to watch you, pay a bit too much attention to you, and it seems like you should be demonstrating your talents to people more and not wasting away in like a dark room with junky dickheads who have nothing to offer the world. I'm seeing you have a sense of what's right that's coming through. For someone, you might need to sage your room, especially if you've had these really bad friends in your house, because you might be like the richest friend and the most successful friend. Maybe you've made it, maybe you're a rock star, maybe you're a musician, maybe you're an athlete or something, and your life is really serious and going really well, and maybe it's really fun and playful at the same time. It has potential to go really wrong, and from a spectacularly big platform, from a really grand height, and it's not very good to fall from a very grand height. It's not really a problem if you fall from 1 inch above the ground, probably not going to injure yourself. But if you fall from the main stage at Glastonbury or Coachella or whatever, probably going to be pretty bad. So you might want to try and focus more on, especially if you are on stage as part of your job, which someone might be, like by next year you might find that your music is doing really well or your creative artwork is getting seen by a lot of people. I also want to say someone might be studying and it feels like you're learning something really important. You might have to learn how to speak to different people because I feel like you might want to make new friends. You might be traveling abroad to do shows or to sell things. You might have to speak to people in different languages. And I am getting the vibe of someone who wants to laugh at you, even when you're just doing really well and minding your business. Like they'll just come to your room and be like, you're studying. Or like something stupid. It's just like really stupid, like, you need to practice. And you think, why am I hanging out with this childish person? You might just try and ignore them for ages, but I feel like they'll just keep going. They're going to keep annoying you. You might have someone who's too overly interested in you. They might be interested in you in a romantic way, but they might be trying to talk to you when you're doing your work, or like talk to you when you're studying. And they're really smitten with you and in love with you, but I feel like you might find them maybe a bit secretly like rotting some of your potential. If you don't maybe set a boundary with them to say, hey, listen, I'm just doing some work right now. Let me talk to you in 10 minutes or something. You might have to just kind of in the moment, take it as it comes, because I feel like there can be too much communication. And this person might worship the ground you walk on in a way that you find lovely, but it also might be a bit deceiving, because I feel like they might just want to make you feel too good to be true in that kind of way. And I feel like you will pick up on it, and I feel like you might get a really good reading that tells you something, or just an intuitive download. And it will be maybe when it's like starting to run out, like maybe their admiration is running out. I feel like they may stop focusing on you as much, and it's maybe not that bad, but it doesn't feel right. It's like they've given you so much attention that when they stop giving you the attention, it feels weird. And I feel like you might want to go off on your own and go away from people who give you too much attention, but also go away from the weird friends that are sitting in a damp, dark room, maybe doing crack or just drinking or being really lazy and not doing anything and telling you to skip doing your show or whatever you're meant to be doing, so you can just hang out at home with them. I do see in a relationship there's a risk that someone's talking to someone else in secret, and there might be like a whole load of messages, like a catalogue of messages. So if you're in a relationship right now, you might want to start looking and just making sure that your partner's not on their phone all the time. I'm not saying spy on them. I'm not saying read their messages. More like, say you are in the room together and you're both on your technology. You might want to look a bit more closely at how often your partner's on their phone, and leaving the room and talking to someone. So I feel like there may be a whole list of numbers or like messages of people they've been speaking to, and I feel like it's not very good. And they might be, I feel like there's something they're doing and it's like hiding in the dark, waiting to be seen. There's like some spilt milk. It's not that much of a big deal. It doesn't feel like relationship ruining. But it seems like you haven't focused on it because you're distracted with entertainment or something. You're distracted from what you should be focused on. And it's something that's going slightly wrong. And I do feel like it's maybe not on your partner's side as much, or it could be on your partner's side and not on your partner's side. For someone, your partner may be famous, maybe they're like a famous musician, and they may have even like spilled some milk with someone else. Let me try and say it like that, like they've given their semen to someone else and they've been like talking to someone else, and you might be left feeling like the fool if that's you. So I do apologize. I want to say try and notice sooner rather than later, but you might not notice until it's kind of dying. I feel like they might go on a tour or something and go and do loads of shows, and you have intuitive messages like you're both not in the same city. You're feeling the energy of them not doing something right, of them doing something wrong. And you might be trying to contact them, but they don't reply. And it's like the one time they don't reply, like usually they're obsessed with you and they won't stop messaging you even when you want to get on with your work. But this time they're not replying, and you might get a really bad feeling. But there's nothing you can do until you get back home, or until they get back home, or until you can like see them and see their phone, or get some evidence. And then I feel like you might find that they've gone towards someone else, especially if you're a woman and your partner's a man, or if you're in a same-sex male-male relationship. I feel like your partner may go towards a woman, and you might be surprised that they've gone towards a woman. And also if you're a woman, they might go towards a man, and you might be surprised that they've gone towards a man. And it's like just really extraordinary and out of the blue. But it might be like one of their male friends is gay, and he's been hanging out with the male friend. The male friend might have been encouraging him to drink a lot and slipping things in his drink, and just kind of like testing it and seeing if he can. And I feel like he might eventually manage when you maybe go away on holiday, or he's away on holiday. I'm sorry for saying this, but I feel like it's good for you to try and stay more connected to your partner right now for the next year if you have a partner. And if you do create a connection with someone over the next year, try and make sure you're noticing things when they happen. And don't let a little spilled milk ruin a relationship if you can. But also do be aware that it's like someone might have cheated or something in a way that's like, yuck, ew, gross, it's already over, no point in trying to fix it. I do feel like there's some things that you might be getting rid of by the end of next year. and you feel really happy about it, you feel comfortable about getting rid of things, and you're going to feel fresh. So that even applies if you have to get rid of a shit cheating partner. I feel like you'll have fun with them while you're with them. And maybe by the end you just feel like you're boring friends, like you have a boring friendship. And that might be when maybe they decide to go off and do their own thing. And you're going to realise before they come back to you even, or like before you get back to them. You might even hear about it through a friend, or through a reading, or through spirit in some way. And I do feel like there's something that you're just going to feel really easy to let go of because it's like rotten suddenly. I feel like someone should be careful because you might go away on holiday. One of your favourite plants is dead when you come back, especially if you're trusting someone to look after it, like your partner, but your partner's a bit lazy, or your friend, but your friend's a bit lazy. Be really careful because I feel like you might be really upset if you come back and your favourite plant's dead. Be really, really careful. I feel like you might even get a message like you're abroad and you can smell like rotten plant. You think like, no, that's my favourite plant. Like, no, my plant bestie's dead. So yeah, I hope that doesn't happen to you. I hope you don't have any problems with plants or anything like that. I also want to say there is some new person that comes in, maybe when you have just gone through a breakup. The new person seems really exciting and beautiful and loyal. They seem like they just want to give you a key to their place and be really sweet to you. You might be really on edge about people if you've just gone through a breakup. I feel like they'll make it really fun for you and they'll just want to hang out with you and they'll be really sweet. They'll be like at your beck and call, like whenever you're free they just want to hang out. They'll probably give a key to their place really quickly and let you trust them. Because like they're always waiting for you to come and not hanging out with anyone else. And I feel like you will probably need to be careful with alcohol. This came through in the last reading. But yeah, if you do find yourself newly single, try not to go too close towards anyone who you only fancy when you're drunk. So I feel like they might be looking really sweet when they're drunk, but maybe they're not that sweet. And I do feel like you might have a hangover on someone. Like you maybe drank together and had fun together. And now you feel like you've gained weight with them and you've got all like out of shape and sad. Not in a way of like fat shaming anyone or anything like that, but it's more like you've just got a bit out of shape, like you feel like not yourself in a way that's not you, like you just don't feel like your usual self, maybe because of this person's habits. And not yours. It's like this person was always like, oh, go on, just eat another thing, just like drink another thing. And you thought, I'm not really hungry, actually, no thanks. They said, oh, go on then, please come out drinking with me. And you said, oh, I'm not really thirsty, I don't want to drink, I don't want any alcohol. No thanks. And they kind of insisted and insisted. I feel like you'll want to remove yourself from things you bought as influenced by that person or things you did as influenced by that person, like a friend who was really bad for you or a partner. And you may just feel like it's right, like I want to get rid of everything in my life because I bought it when I was with so-and-so. Or something like that, and I feel like you feel fresh once you do that and you feel brand new. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the reading. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like a personal, please get in touch. That would be much more detailed. I really strongly recommend it. There's a discount on yearly forecast until the end of the year if you're watching when I post this, which is December 2023, and the discount will be 10% off the yearly forecast reading till the end of the year. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, leave me a comment to let me know how it's resonated for you. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And check out the other content on my channel if you're interested. Thank you for watching and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. This reading is for you if you chose the Selenite. Let's see what cards you have. From the astrology reading cards you have the 6th house, the work, health and duty area of your life. From the Urban Tarot you have the 2 of Cups and the Hierophant. And the Knight of Discs. From the Vision Quest Tarot you have the 8 of Water, the Father of Water, and the 6 of Earth, you guys have a lot of cards. And then from the Orion's Animal Tarot, you have the 7 of Cups reversed and the 10 of Cups. I'm seeing there's going to be a really happy relationship for you, by this time next year, you're going to be really happy with your partner, and I feel like you may even be married or getting married, or maybe renewing your wedding vows or something along those lines. It seems like you're going to be feeling really happy and like the sun is shining on you. And I'm seeing your work will be going really well and you'll be finding it really easy. You'll be finding things kind of straightforward and not boring, but I do feel like there's certain moments where you might just feel a bit bored at work and wish you were just talking to your partner and maybe want to just send a message to your partner to break up the day a little bit. I'm seeing you're going to be so happy with your partner that there's no one else who could distract you. Like, you wouldn't look anyone else up and down. You wouldn't be distracted by anyone else. You wouldn't even find anyone attractive. You wouldn't even want to smell their fragrance or compliment their outfit or anything like that. It's like all your choices have disappeared and you're focused exactly on what you're focused on already because you like it. And if it feels like work is one thing, like you feel really absorbed in your work, and you take great pride in it, and every day you have something to do. And you wake up and you know exactly what you're doing and you know how long to spend on each task. And you're happy when you finish the day. You feel like that was a satisfying day. That was another day of work well done. And I'm seeing you getting your exercise routine on point and stretching and finding a really lovely home. I'm not sure if someone's going to have a really nice garden to sit in, but it seems like it's like summer all year round kind of vibes, where you sit in the sun in the garden every morning and do your gardening and have a stretch and feel really free to be yourself. You might even have a swimming pool or a lake nearby or something like that where you like to just feel really free to be yourself, and someone might get into fishing as a hobby or something like that. I also see you might get a pet. You might get a really sweet pet puppy or kitten. And I feel like you and your partner are going to be really sweet together and in a cuddly mood, where you just can't stop looking at each other and you only have eyes for each other. And you want to cuddle, and I'm seeing you giving each other massages and getting each other sweet little gifts and wanting to make the room nice for the other one, like when they're in bed. You might want to start like sweeping the rug and like making sure the room's nice for them because you feel like they're so sweet and you just want to take care of them. And vice versa, you might catch them doing really sweet things for you while you're asleep. Like just making sure you're okay and like straightening out the blankets around you or something really cute like that. I feel like you may feel like you have a bit of a sadness in your heart about something. It feels like there's someone you have to leave behind or something you have to leave behind. It doesn't seem like your partner to me, but if you're really unhappily married, maybe for someone it's your partner. But I'm just saying that's really, really unlikely, and it's more likely that it's somebody like friends or old things you used to have in your house and old ways of behaving, maybe some habits. There may be old diet things that you used to do, like you might have eaten certain foods. Or maybe you don't like the smell of it anymore even. Maybe you find that it's really bad for you. I'm seeing you cooking better for yourself and eating better. And then maybe feeling really horrified with what you used to do, like how did I only eat 1 meal a day when you now eat 3 meals a day? Or something like that, or how did I just used to eat chips all the time and nothing more nutritious than that when you now eat really loads of vegetables and salads and stuff? I'm seeing you feeling a lot better with yourself. I'm seeing someone might have a belly and their belly's going to go down. By this time next year, you're going to be looking more like you looked, I'm hearing 10 years ago or 2 years ago. I'm also seeing that there's some sense of confusion and brain fog that's lifting from you, but it might leave with it a sense of, oh no, what did I do with my life? Like you might have felt like you wasted 5 years of your life, or even 5 months. You just might have had a moment where you weren't really sure of what you were doing, or you were confused, or you were experiencing depression or sadness. I feel like someone might have some heart problems and you might be trying to get your heart problems under control with your doctor by slowing down and, again, eating more healthy and thinking about what foods you eat. You might want to stop having certain things. Seeing someone might be really dehydrated and they need a lot more water, and that'll be really important for you. You might find that you have some health stuff that comes up before next year, this time next year, that you're starting to tackle by next year and you feel much better and you feel whole again. I do feel like your food and your drink is going to be really important and your home is going to be really important, and there's a lot going on for you that's going to be really positive, And I feel like you're going to be wanting to greet the day with joy and feel happy. When you wake up in the morning, you're going to feel like, yay, I'm so grateful to be alive. This is amazing, rather than feeling depressed and sad. And I feel like it wasn't always like that, and you're going to be really grateful. And you are going to remember the depressed times sometimes and think about them like, wow, I can't believe that I used to like stay in bed all day and not brush my teeth, or I can't believe I was depressed for 6 years and didn't go for a run or something for 6 years. I feel like you're going to have a feeling like, I can't believe how good I am now. I can't believe how well I feel. I can't believe how high my energy levels are. I can't believe how happy a relationship I have. I can't believe how me and my partner lasted all this time. It seems really sweet. I'm really happy for you guys, and it seems like you're going to be in a really positive position where, to be honest, there's nothing really to say that's bad. It just feels like you might have some health stuff going on that mean you should slow down and try and relax a bit more. And I do feel like you might be growing your family, which is really sweet as well, and just feeling very certain about what you're doing. So great reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like a personal, please get in touch. I really recommend personal readings. They have a lot more personal and detailed information. So if you can afford it, please get in touch. There's a 10% discount on yearly forecasts at the moment. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button below. Leave me a comment to let me know how it resonated for you, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. This reading is for you if you chose the scissors. Let's see what cards you have. From the astrology reading cards you have Chiron, your healing power, empathy, and ability to teach or learn remedies. From the Urban Tarot you have Justice and the Mage. From the Vision Quest Tarot you have Father of Air and Five of Air. And then from the Orion's Animal Tarot you have Eight of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. It seems like you're going to be feeling really busy with certain work that you're doing, and I feel like you're going to be very productive. I also feel a sense of uncertainty from you. You might be feeling a lack of confidence, and I feel like you may feel like you've got a big task ahead of you, and you're trying to look at it from the right angles, but you might find sometimes you get a bit up close in everything, like too up close to the work you're doing. And then even when you try and zoom out and try and take a different perspective, you just feel like not very happy about the work you're doing anymore. Even though you like it, it just feels like you might be taking it too seriously and stressing about it too much. And I feel a sense of you trying not to look at what you've got to do for ages. Then maybe getting to the point where it's a bit of a deadline rush and stressing about it and trying to figure out what to do. Especially if you're a musician, I feel like you may have particular music that you've played before that you're asked to play on stage, and you maybe find that it's hard for you to remember how you even played it before or remember the lyrics, because like maybe from 7 years ago you wrote the song, or you haven't played the song for 7 years. You might find yourself procrastinating and putting off the task, and then feeling a stage fright and feeling really concerned, feeling not sure what you're going to do. I want to say you're very capable, and you just have to dominate those fears with your mind. You have to get over your worries and your own self-consciousness, and get to the point where you know you can do it, and you know you can remember the words, or you can remember the melody, or you can remember what you were meant to say in the presentation, or whatever it is. I feel like you might also be asked to teach others, and I feel like that again will cause anxiety for you. You might feel nervous. It might be a job that you have as a teacher or lecturer or something, where you're teaching others. And I do feel like you may feel like it's the right thing to do, but also like you're very scared. Maybe it feels like it's growing you up. You feel like you're much older all of a sudden. Now you've got this job, or now you're being asked to teach the next generation. You suddenly feel like a parent or a grown-up or older. And I feel like it's going to cause you some sort of stress. And maybe a feeling of loss, like, oh, why didn't I do this and this when I was younger? Like, now I'm old. It will never be me now. Like, it's like the younger generation's turn. I do feel like money's going to be really good for you this year anyway. To go back to something a bit more positive, it feels like there's an endless supply of somebody's creative work and ideas, and the amount of customers they can receive for something that may be an online business. maybe something you can do with computers. Someone could even be an IT technician or something. But yeah, it feels like there's an unlimited amount of money you can receive. There's unlimited amount of work that can come in, and your ideas are unlimited. So I do want to say, if you're having a creative block, it's a bit difficult if you've got a deadline, but it's best if you don't try and force yourself to work for too long. Because I feel like if you leave it and walk away from your desk, you'll get an idea that comes. It's kind of a mental state thing where if you go out of the room for a minute, you might find you're suddenly really inspired. You want to go back to work, but if you start forcing yourself to sit there and think and try, you might find you end up stopping and starting and lacking confidence because you think, oh, this is rubbish, why can't I do something good like I did yesterday? I think it's because you're not inspired sometimes, like you're not inspired and you're looking at it intellectually instead of with a creative vision, like you're trying to pick apart things and see what's wrong. I want to say someone might be feeling like they're going to take a nosedive this time next year, and you might feel like you need to defend yourself from something. There may be someone who's overly focused on you, and you may need to block them and push them away from your life and leave them behind. And I feel like when you do leave them behind and push them away, you'll find yourself much safer and you'll find yourself more satisfied, and you'll see a happier outcome for you. And I feel like you're going to have a safer home and more money coming in and just a better existence in general. It does seem like money is really good this year, and I think there's a new possibility for you with regards to your money. You may have to leave some other things behind for you to access the new possibilities, and you may be a bit blind to them for a while. You may close your eyes and feel like you just have to keep doing what you're doing even though there's another possibility for you. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you'd like a personal, please get in touch. The information will be below. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button below. Leave me a comment to let me know how it resonated for you, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Also, I want to say some of you might be studying yourself or graduating or something like that. And if that's true, then congratulations. It seems really good for you. Seems like you're going to learn a lot of new things, but you might just doubt yourself sometimes. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope to see you again soon. Bye.